Hi, this is Ravi Rose, founder of iRuse. Super pleased to be here with Rachel, who's an energetic healer here at iRuse. And super excited to be talking about letting go. How do you let go of relationships? How do you let go of why did I choose this husband or wife? Why did I pick these boyfriends? And really looking at the patterns of your past relationships and how they brought you to where you are now. So we're not talking about therapy. This is not talk therapy. This is not diving into your childhood and why did you choose this and why did you do that and what about behaviors? We're looking at this from a spiritual and energetic perspective. And I love this because this is so helpful for you in so many ways. And I would recommend that you listen to this a couple of times until it really sinks in, because it really is something that very important to hear. So thank you, Rachel, for being here with us. Super looking forward to hearing your wisdom.
Oh, thank you so much. Thanks for the warm welcome. Yeah, this is a great topic. This is a really loaded topic, right? It brings up so much for us. Letting go is very difficult, especially when we've poured into somebody. So when a relationship is coming to an end, it's generally painful, right? Anything, even friendships, just even a lover or any kind of relationship. And so when you get into the realm of marriage where you've really bonded with this person on so many levels and you've changed your life and you've poured into the person and you've poured into the relationship, there's going to be a part of you that wants something back. Right? Most of us want a return on our investment, right? We want to feel like what we did was worth it and that we're being acknowledged. So I want to talk about this from a couple different points of view. One is that anytime we pour into a person and anytime we love, that puts that out into the universe. That energy goes out there. And even if that person does not return it, it will come back to you. And it's really important to remember that. It's really important to remember that what we put out will come back to us. It doesn't feel like it in the moment, and it feels like we can be shortchanged. And, in some ways we could have been, that's true, but it will still come back to you in another way. The thing is we have to get out of our own way and change the pattern so that we receive it. Because for some reason, we are sabotaging it or we're blocking it. And that comes down to the patterns of what we've gotten used to and what we feel we deserve. So again, it kind of comes back to self-love and self-worth, what we deserve and what we've gotten used to. We might have gotten used to just getting like crumbs from a person and it feels like the best thing ever. But the truth is you've given so much and the universe is ready to give you that back, and it's not going to be coming through that relationship. So at that time, it's really important to let that relationship go to, again, to the best of your ability. And the healings that I do, the energetic healings I do, change those patterns. It changes it and works on the light grids in your body, which is what is connected to all of creation. So there's a light grid that runs through your body and your being, and that also connects to all the larger light grid. And what happens is we get really closed off. We get kind of like tunnel vision about things and we forget that we're actually connected to a larger grid. And so it changes those patterns so that you can reconnect to the larger grid in a whole way again, back with kind of like the divine being, that divine spark of yourself that's actually perfect the way it is. It connects you back to that so that you can then change your reality or change the experience you're having and change the people that you're connecting with. And then another healing that I do cord cuttings, which are really important because when you've been intimate with somebody, you create cords with energetic cords with them. And that energy actually flows back and forth between the two of you. And so wherever you were in your life and you connected with them, that's the energetic cord that was created. So as we grow, as we change, as we learn, we want to cut those cords so that if we record, we decide to be with somebody new and create new cords, it's in a space of growth. So we're not sending that energy back and forth that is the old energy with the old patterns, with the old ways of being. So you can do it in a current relationship that's not ended, and you can also do it with relationships that have ended. You can do cord cuttings at any time. So they clear the energy, they don't sever love. Love is considered a force, which is beyond energy. So love is never severed. So that's something to remember too. All the love that we put out there, all the love that we have for ourselves, all the love that we have for others is absolutely beautiful. The more love that you put out there, it's actually the better because that will come back to you once you clear those patterns that you've created with people that are more dysfunctional and you open yourself back up. That love will be returning back to you once you can hold it and your self esteem and your self love has been worked on enough to receive it and not block it. So, it's really important to go through that process. I highly, highly recommend the energy work. I highly, highly recommend the cord cuttings. They're so important for our spiritual growth and development. And it really frees you because energy will go from a higher vibration to a lower. So if you're the one in the higher vibration, you're going to be feeding your partner energy. And so you're going to get depleted. You might not even know why you feel depleted. And you're also going to feel things from your partner that aren't yours. And so that can be very confusing. So when you're in a time in your life where you're making really big decisions, you want to be as clear as possible. You want to be in your own energy. You want to be clear. You want to be connected with yourself, and you want your divine guidance to be guiding you. You don't want the influence from somebody else guiding you because it might not be in alignment with what is actually best for you. So I just think it's really important to be aware energetically that you're being affected by other people's energy and that you've created cords with people you've been, intimate with, and that energy is flowing back and forth between the two of you, which a lot of people are not aware that that exists. So it's good to clear that. I think of it as like a chalkboard and you're kind of like erasing everything, or a whiteboard and you're clearing it and you can kind of start over. And you can start over actually with the same person, or you can start over in a new relationship. But it's good to clear it and kind of start over again as you develop and you grow, and do it periodically. So I recommend healings, every, 3 months to 6 months at least, as just general maintenance. And then if you're going through a difficult time, it's good to have a healing probably once a week or once every 2 weeks, and just stay on top of that. That's what I would, recommend.
This is so good because when you're getting divorced or let's talk about before divorce process. So when you're like at the part where you're thinking about what to do and where to go from here, a lot of the decisions you'll be making is like pointing the finger at the other person. You don't do this, you don't do that, you don't do this, you don't do that, you don't give me this, you don't give me that, right? Those kinds of conversations.
Right,
And a lot of it could be this energy that the two of you are sort of feeding each other over and over again. So when you
right,
clear out all this stuff and muck, then you're able to see clearly. And once you're able to see clearly, you make better decisions that are better for the future. If you're already separated or divorced, it is really ideal to clear out these cords and cut these cords. And believe me, I did it many times with my ex, to clear out whatever it was that was holding me back, whatever it was I was holding on to, whether it's something that I was conscious to or I wasn't. I knew that it existed, and I didn't want whatever it was that we had to go into next relationships. So I highly encourage you to reach out to Rachel wherever you're at in your divorce process and talk it out. And I'm sure she'd be delighted to have a conversation with you to show you how it could work to your benefit. So thank you so much for this. This was really enlightening, like beyond imagination. Thank you all for watching. Until the next time we speak, I wish you all a day that matters. Take care, everyone.